In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime, and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. This is the story of Donald Trump. His entire life, Trump has believed he's above the law, that no one would ever dare hold him accountable. He lies, he rips off workers, he sexually abuses women.
Hey, when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
He cheats in business. He cheated on his wife with a porn star and paid her off so the American people wouldn't find out during an election. But in the criminal justice system, ordinary Americans have had the courage to find him accountable, time and time again.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Donald Trump, guilty on all 34 felony counts.
For the first time in history, we have a convicted felon running for president. And to take on this case, we need a president who has spent her life prosecuting perpetrators like Donald Trump. He tried overturning Georgia's free and fair election.
I just want to find 11,780 votes.
He's tried to escape any responsibility for instigating the January 6th attack on our Capitol.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you.
And if elected, Trump has promised to overturn laws that would keep him accountable and exact retribution on anyone he considers an enemy, even warning of a bloodbath if he doesn't get his way. So we, the people, have a chance to render our own verdict on Donald Trump. We are the jury he most fears. When we vote this November, we vote for justice, accountability, and the rule of law that keeps America free.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. We got some highlights from yesterday's speakers. Unfortunately, I had to jump off before most of the good or the main speakers were able to come on, but we got some good stuff for you. We also have Russell Vought, who is a former member of Trump's cabinet, potential chief of staff, architect of one of the architects of Project 2025, gets completely exposed by a British journalist who he thought were donors, and he just spilled the beans about everything proudly.
Oh, man.
We have a video that I showed yesterday, but I'm going to show it again of J.D. Vance at one of his rallies that you're going to want to see. It is extremely disturbing, and we don't know why nobody's talking about this, but maybe it's just not been seen. It's not gone viral at this moment. So
if anything we have ever shown you needs to be shared, this thing, like, we're not blowing this out of proportion.
No,
you're not going to believe it.
Yeah, it blew my mind when I first found it, and yeah, I've watched it several times now, and each time it pisses me off. So we have some old videos of Donald Trump, some new videos of Donald Trump, and of course, we're going to be covering the Democratic National Convention. So yeah, looking forward to doing all this. Let me go set my screen up so I make sure I got everything here properly. There we go.
There we are.
Hold on one second here. I had to log off to do that video, so I got to just log back on. Now we're good.
Yeah.
Now we're good. Now we're good. Okay. So they're good. We don't know.
That was 1 second. That was 1 second clip, and there was more diversity in that 1 second than is in the entire Republican Party.
I know. Look at the energy. It's just amazing there. The message is on point. Yesterday, I tried to do my best to compare to the RNC just to show you what a difference a clown show the RNC was compared to the
RNC was like the waiting room to a concentration camp. And I don't say that lightly or for jokes, because they, the Democrats have somehow stumbled across this thing called hope that they forgot existed. And with that comes something called joy, which is the outward expression, in my opinion, of hope. And the right, Donald Trump especially, has just attacked that concept. And the RNC was an exact parable for not only the Republican Party as it stands now, not only for Donald Trump's personality, but just for what they represent to America. They represent this morose, miserable, sad, gray future where no one has rights except the people they choose to have rights. Then you look at the DNC. Leading up to it, we thought we couldn't feel any more joy, any more hope again. And I know it sounds so cliche, but God, after the first day, seeing some of these videos, these speakers, seeing the crowd, hearing people chant USA without tampons tied to their ears.
Right. It's the new
I don't
feeling.
know.
We're
It's
taking
just
it
amazing.
back.
It's amazing.
We're taking patriotic back. We're taking the flag back.
You know what?
Loving America
Patriotism
back.
has been held hostage by terrorists, and it's time
Yes, it
someone
has.
takes them back.
It's been abused and misused. But we do actually have some pictures from yesterday's DNC because, surprisingly enough, our small podcast actually knows somebody that's there right now. Fred Wellman of the Midas Touch Network, who is a friend of the show, has been on the show before and is planning on coming on the show after he gets back from the DNC, is on the ground. And he said the energy is absolutely incredible.
A lot of people saying that. A lot of people, a lot of Republicans, a lot of Republican campaign strategists for decades, like Karl Rove, are saying no one has ever felt what the Democratic Party is doing right now.
And then this is when Biden was speaking, and just look at the crowd. That is amazing how much energy is there. And they gave
not a gold diaper in sight.
Nope, not a gold diaper in sight. No, no JD Vance semen sample cups. No T-shirts that say "Real men wore diapers." None of that. Just people dressed
no
up. No
signs that say
gear.
Mass deportation. Do I need to?
Right, or you're fired. Like this is a totally different vibe. Totally different.
Adults
vibe
from adults, actual intellectual human beings, are showing up at the DNC to show support for what could be our last chance to get ourselves out of this hell that the Republicans have put us in by greedy choice.
Exactly. So
let's keep it
all right.
going.
So it looks like they're playing music at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of the videos from yesterday. First video I want to show. We had AOC speak yesterday. I knew she was going to speak at 9 o'clock, but I just couldn't stay on that long. I had to hop off at that point. But this is some of the stuff she was saying yesterday, and she goes hard in the paint on Donald Trump for sure.
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people.
All these people. I love it.
There is, I think it's more of that same speech where she talks about how since she's been elected, the Republicans have always told her to go back to being a bartender. And she says it in the most honest way I've ever seen, where she basically says, I would gladly go back to being a bartender. What's wrong with that? And the disconnect that the Republican voters have with the people that they continuously vote to destroy their lives. None of those people that the Republican base elects have ever had real jobs. Respect real jobs, respect hard work. AOC talks about in that segment of the speech how you have to, you're getting elected to represent the people that stand on their feet all day, the cashiers, the bartenders, the people that make life go. Okay. And the Republicans, especially Donald Trump, they just shit on these people while trying to pretend they're going to make their lives better. And AOC has always been honest, and that's why they hate her, because she does not play around, and she says it, and she calls it like it is.
Yeah, she doesn't play around in the halls of Congress either.
I think there's more she said.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, this is the beginning of that. I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed.
It's fantastic.
Donald Trump is that boot. Donald Trump represents greed. How do you not see that? How do people not see that?
All his minions are the one licking that boot. So yeah. So you're going to see a lot of difference in the vibe completely, because like I said yesterday, the RNC vibe was worship Donald Trump, or the DNC vibe is all about making lives better for Americans, and unity and joy and love.
And it's not just the Republicans. that are just trying to get people to see it their way. They're social media influencers, if you want to call them that. They're people that they think are doing what the Democrats have figured out, which is how to embrace digital media, how to embrace generational voters, coming into an election their first time, and how to get them to realize their viewpoint. They're just saying stuff that makes absolutely no sense. Like, I don't get it. Here's one guy, Cat Turd, right? Why did the Democrats' joy campaign last night sound like hate, rage, bitterness, and revenge? Let me tell you something. Jeremy did a good job getting a bunch of videos, and you're going to see all the people that speak are not just inspiring. They're not talking about hate and rage. They're pointing out the pure evil that the Republican Party represents, the greed, the selfishness, the lies, the sadism. I mean, look what else he says. Liberals are incapable of just being happy. Have you ever actually seen Donald Trump smile? He's not capable of it. He might smirk when he makes fun of someone, but the guy has never laughed genuinely in his life. He doesn't find joy.
Yeah, somebody tells him how great he is, then he'll smile.
He's like,
that's about it. Or somebody gives him a big fat check. He's like, oh,
yeah, it's a self-serving
smile then. Exactly. So, all right, let's talk about another person that spoke last night that Donald Trump just cannot get over. I don't know why. He beat her, but he still can't stop talking about her. Well, she won the popular vote, and somehow Donald Trump still got elected president.
I
Hillary Clinton.
It is important to say. Were you just going to say it?
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton was the first woman elected by popular vote to be president of the United States. That is a fact. That's it. End of statement. And what she displays is another example of passing the torch. She's not bitter about it like a Donald Trump. She's not whining, complaining. The woman sat for hours in Congress and got grilled by people that are beneath her intelligence. And she just did it with a smile in a freaking business suit, maybe a tan one. And now she's here to pass the moment that was stolen from her by the Electoral College, which is a racist holdover of nonsense. And she's ready to be part of someone else's moment. She's not trying to steal the spotlight from herself.
Right.
It's inspiring.
Not about her. It is. Let me play this real quick.
Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions. As Vice President, Kamala sat in the Situation Room.
I just picture Trump at home watching this, hearing people yell, lock him up.
Oh, man.
I love it.
I bet I know what he looked like.
Oh, yeah. Melting. Completely melting. No. Actually, let's see what Donald Trump's been posting today. Was this one yesterday? I think this might have been yesterday. Oh, this was this morning. I believe most new jobs under Biden went to illegal immigrants. Additionally, he got what is known as COVID bounce back jobs, standard for all countries after a pandemic. He did terribly on jobs and everything else. No, Donald, Joe Biden is the most successful first-term president in United States history. And
he's accomplished more in his one term than most presidents have in two terms.
He damn sure accomplished. I mean, Donald Trump was ranked last. Why are we even having this argument? Like, I don't even understand why he's still so popular. He was literally ranked dead last under presidential rankings. You don't get worse than that. That's it. Unless somebody comes along.
There is a finite number currently of U.S. presidents, and he was ranked the worst.
You're the worst. Like, you're so bad, your portrait in the White House should just be blank. Like, you shouldn't even be allowed to have a portrait.
And like Andrew Jackson was a proud racist who rode around on horsey back slaughtering native people. And Donald Trump may actually be worse than him.
It's close. I mean, Donald Trump's trying to end democracy, so there's that. All right, so let's see what else he posted today. The guy's in a freaking out, man. An angry and ranting speech. I don't know why speech is capitalized, full of lies. Biden took credit for everything done during the Trump administration, even continuing to say that he was better on inflation and jobs, which he was. He never mentioned the Afghanistan disaster, which Trump caused, and the wars he got us into, or the fact that far more people died from COVID during Biden than Trump years. The jobs Biden-Harris created, in quotation marks, I don't understand that, were almost 100% from illegal aliens pouring into our country, which are destroying the lives of our Black and Hispanic population. What? And yesterday I showed the video because according to Donald Trump, 107% of our new jobs that are created are going to illegal immigrants. So more than all
These
of
are the
the
same
available
people,
jobs.
the same people. Like they're only like they've honed their
Morons.
campaign onto, in my mind, 2 points. Remember how Sleepy Joe was Sleepy Joe? Oh,
Yep.
she's a black woman. We don't like black women. And the illegals are responsible for everything. Not only are the illegals the drug dealers and the rapists and the murderers, but they are stealing your jobs, which begs the question, what are your jobs that they're stealing?
Right.
But also they're the ones voting illegally, which isn't real, right? That's why they didn't pass that stupid bill to protect the voting ID rights, because you can't vote unless you actually register to vote, which you have to be a citizen to do. So they're just trying to make you think that around every corner is some scary brown man. Remember, it used to be the scary black guy. Ooh, scary black guy. But now we're trying to get some black guy votes. So it's the scary brown guy. Soon they'll figure out in another 50 years it's the scary white guy that we should be all afraid of.
We should have been afraid of that guy all along.
The melanin is dropping out of their fear.
The scary orange guy.
Yeah, well.
All right. Actually, you know, it's funny because he talks about black jobs and how he's just done. So he actually said he's done more for black people than any other president since Abraham Lincoln, I think is what he said. And he also bragged that his Jan 6th insurrection crowd was larger than Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech crowd. So let me play an old video that we have. This was Donald Trump when he decided to sell gold sneakers at SneakerCon. And I have a video that we played back then that I'm going to show again. Enjoy. I love this.
And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against.
Mike, get back.
Play it. These lights are so bright in my eyes that I can't see too many people out there. But I can only see the black ones. I can't see any white ones, you see?
Oh, no. Give me want to do it. I guarantee I want to do it. Think about your mama, man.
I'm being indicted for you, the black population. I am being indicted for a lot of different groups.
Crazy shit that Trump said.
Think about my mama. Think about your ass. You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle. It's all right.
All right. Two quick things. One, I believe, and I might be wrong because it's been wishful thinking in my life, but I believe there is movement on another and possibly final Friday movie. So that would be awesome.
I was kind of hoping they would make one where they have kids and then like the kids.
Yeah, that would be hilarious because like
that
Ice Cube's really good at being like that goofy.
Well, I know they were going to make another one, but when I think it's John Witherspoon is his name, the guy who played Craig's dad, he passed away, and I think after that it kind of put a brakes on everything.
Don't go in the bathroom. You need about 35-45 minutes. But someone right before you played the video, following on Instagram, AirJack1 just mentioned. When we were talking about the illegal invaders, that they mentioned that undocumented migrants paid $97 billion in taxes and excise tax in 2022. I forgot that. I don't even want to call it a fact because it's more than a fact. It's literally just statement of history. They paid almost $100 billion in taxes. Think of how much more money that would be if the rich assholes like Elon Musk paid taxes.
I know, right?
Donald Trump has spent his life laughing about taking advantage of tax loopholes because, you know, that's what smart rich guys do. So that guy is reducing taxes on billionaire assholes who are just gouging prices, by the way, because Walmart's financials just came out. And guess what? It wasn't inflation. It was just price gouging for profit. So AirJack1 is 100% right. $100 billion in taxes. Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes. He showed us his
We've seen them. Yeah, we've seen the tax returns, but let's not forget also that actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me go to this one video that I have before we get too far ahead of ourselves. I just realized we've already been talking 20 minutes. So I do want to get into some of the topics of tonight before the speakers come on. One of the topics was British journalists under, I think it's a climate activist group, went undercover and interviewed Russ Vought. They went undercover as donors. Russ Vought is one of the leaders and architects of Project 2025. He's also a former staff member under the Trump administration and is on a very short list to be Donald Trump's chief of staff if Donald Trump is reelected. So once again,
the best people.
Yeah, if somebody tells you that Donald Trump's not involved in Project 2025, tell them they're full of shit and then show them these videos. So this is the first one, kind of going over who Russell Vought actually is.
Meet Russ Vought.
Russell Vought, the former director of the Office of Management and Budget.
He's been called the most dangerous MAGA diehard you've never heard of.
I am opposed to the Department of Education because I think it's the Department of Critical Race Theory.
The Russ Vought were comrades in arms.
Formerly a cabinet member and chief lieutenant in the first Trump admin.
I want to thank Russ for doing an incredible job.
He now runs a group called Center for Renewing America.
An organization that I helped turn into the Death Star that is accomplishing all the debates that you are reading about. I think you have to rehabilitate Christian nationalism. You have the largest deportation in history, block funding for Planned Parenthood. I want to be the person that crushes the deep state.
Vought is one of the key authors of the blueprint for a second Trump administration.
Project 2025.
It's an ambitious 920-page blueprint.
Like eliminating the Department of Education.
The mass firings of civil servants.
Banning access to the abortion pill and further restricting abortion rights.
This is, not a joke. This guy is one of the people deeply involved in Project 2020. Yeah.
Facilitator.
Right. He very much knows Donald Trump. He very much knows that Donald Trump will implement this stuff if Donald Trump gets reelected. There's no doubt in their mind. And then the next video I'll play is Russ Vought again, telling everybody don't listen to Donald Trump. He literally says, don't listen to Donald Trump when he says that he has nothing to do with Project 2025. He's just saying that.
Look what James said. That's 100% freaking right.
Yeah, they probably will. But all right, so let me play this next video of Russ Vought just admitting flat out that Donald Trump is involved and that not to listen to him saying he's not involved. Just brazenly giving away the plan.
Like, get some organization within your campaign. Like, what is the story? No one's even organizing themselves in that.
No, and do they vet people? I don't think
no.
JD Vance.
Did they vet people? They said they had a 270-page dossier on JD Vance, and every day we get a weirder picture.
I
don't care.
I know.
I don't care that when you were in college you dressed in drag. I care that you were in college dressed in drag and then decided when you were older to screw over people that wear drag. I care that you're like, oh, women shouldn't be in bathrooms that men use, or vice versa, whatever bullshit anti-trans nonsense you believe in. And then there's a picture of you taking pictures with girls in a bathroom where they're standing at urinals. Ha ha ha! It's funny. Did they vet him?
Yeah.
Did they vet him?
I don't.
Do they know what vet means? It's not a car,
right?
Maybe Trump was
how hard
vet
with all the money and staffing that they have and all the time they spend on this? You would think they'd be better at background searches.
They're really not.
Apparently not. Russell Vought really screwed the pooch on this one. Let me play this video.
In recent weeks, the plans have become so controversial that Trump has been forced to distance himself.
They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right. And they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is. It's Project 25.
Are you ready? I know nothing about Project 25. I haven't seen the document. I don't intend to really see the document.
But behind closed doors, Vought tells us not to take Trump's disavowal seriously.
I expect you to hear 10 more times from the rally, the president, distancing himself from the left's boogeyman of Project 2025.
Yeah. And you're not worried about that?
No, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
He's running against a brand. He is not running against any people.
Okay.
He is not running against any institutions. It's interesting. He's in fact not even opposing himself to a particular policy. Yeah. He's been at our organization. He's raised money for our organization. He's blessed it from I remember walking into our last day in office and told him what I was going to do. So he's very supportive of what we do.
Yep. Very supportive of what we do. He's raised money for us. He's been there and visited us. There's pictures of him and Kevin Roberts on planes together. Yeah, Project 2025 is Donald Trump.
What was that douchebag that he stepped down from the Project 2025 because Trump was probably like, hey, we gotta
I can't remember his name.
The guy goes to like lunch and hangs out at Mar-a-Lago. Like,
I know. Yeah,
he's like,
I talk to Donald Trump all the time.
This is another bit of the beauty of the trash can that is the Trump campaign. And to be fair, why for the first time in my lifetime, the Democrats seem to have started to figure out how messaging is supposed to work. Because if you really look at it and you look at the messaging the Republicans have used to get Trump into power, it is the worst of the old school messaging. The old school corporate media, the newspapers are just blasting a bunch of boomers to screw over their kids' future because that's all they know. But yet the rest of us, you're right, we were just talking about this before the show. What are we, Zennials? But our generation and down,
we're trying to figure it out.
Especially Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're so used to digital media that the messaging is happening. So when you think you could just fire a guy and no one's going to know, these videos exist, Donnie boy. Okay. It's not like if the newspapers don't report on it, the whole world isn't going to see it.
Yeah. Speaking of things newspapers are not reporting on, let's talk about JD Vance for a second, because I want to hop over to the DNC and see what's going on there. But first, this video I will post on social media afterwards, as well as the other one. You said somebody asked for a video. I'll post them both on our Instagram afterwards. They should be able to download it from there. This is JD Vance at one of his recent rallies leaving. Somebody that's in the audience there, you can barely see the guy, he's kind of behind a speaker, throws up a Heil Hitler salute to JD Vance. How do I know it's to JD Vance? Because JD Vance goes over and shakes his fucking hand afterwards and then's laughing with the guy as he leaves. So I'm going to play this video. I'm so pissed off about this that nobody's talking about this. And then you be the judge for yourself. I've slowed it down and I've zoomed in on all the appropriate parts.
Fucking obvious.
This is horrible. There it is. There's the handshake to JD Vance. There's JD Vance walking away and laughing. Yeah. And then a woman with JD Vance looking confused as hell because somebody just gave JD Vance the old, hey, what's going on, Hitler? Mike, you're on mute. I can't unmute you. You're on mute, Mike.
If anyone actually starts to see that video and the Republicans try and have to defend themselves, whatever they're going to say, it doesn't matter. They'll be like, oh, he was trying to get a fly in the air or some bullshit. It doesn't matter. What you just saw is exactly what we just saw when Jeremy showed it to me earlier. That's what I saw. The guy did a very particular motion. We've come to understand what it means, especially those assholes marching throughout the U.S. cities right now. Okay. And then JD Vance, at the very least, let's say he didn't agree with him. He didn't have the brains to go, I am in public. Maybe I don't shake the hand of a guy who just gave me the Nazi salute. Which one is it, JD?
You would think that. Actually, you know what? I also saw a really good video earlier. Somebody was, and I can't believe this is coincidence, but if you look at Donald Trump's rally schedule for next week, each city that he's going to is known for a heavy KKK presence, historically and currently. There's 5 of them, and all 5 of them are notorious cities for the KKK. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna do something very important because what I'm about to say is very speculative.
Allegedly.
You look at what just happened you look at what the JD Vance video. You look at the campaign schedule. We know the rhetoric that's already come out of Trump. Is it such a far cry? Because there's another video that we're going to show, and maybe I just missed it, where Donald Trump talks about, by voting or other means or all these different weird words that he's starting to let slip. I think we're starting to see the final plans of the Stand Back and Stand By version 2.
We are.
Okay, because we know the idiots in the Patriot Front, they like to rent U-Hauls and show up in parks and march and then get arrested. Okay. We know Donald Trump is not going to go quietly into the night.
No.
Know it. This is last shot.
Yeah, it is. They know this. They say it in Project 2025. They know this is their last chance. And I played the Kevin Roberts video where he says about the Second American Revolution. And I talked about this because there is an unpublished part of Project 2025. And it's been brought to my attention recently that the Second American Revolution is that unpublished part. I have a feeling they have a plan that they're going to try and enact when they lose between Election Day and Inauguration Day. That is my theory based on the information I've been able to gather. They have a plan that we don't know about. I mean, how do we know we don't know about? Because Kevin Roberts said we have a plan that we haven't told anybody yet. So that's how we fucking know. You know what I'm saying? So the Second American Revolution that Kevin Roberts is talking about is the unpublished part of Project 2025. And we will see it unfold because they, like you said, Mike said, this is their last chance and they freaking know it. They absolutely 100% know it. But yeah, let me play. This is JD Vance's rallies compared to Tim Walz's rallies.
Who
honestly,
call them
JD
rallies?
Vance's
Are they really rallies?
No, these are more like gatherings. like the people that were at Walmart across the street saw some commotion and walked over and are like, what's going on over here?
Free hot dogs and free racism.
Right. Tim Walz is speaking in front of thousands of people, while JD Vance is speaking in front of literally dozens of people.
Oh, you went dozens. Tens of people.
I might have gone heavy. All right, tens of people.
No, it's really bad. Like, there might not be 100 people.
The people don't like him. He is probably. Well, they've said he's the worst vice presidential. They said he's worse than Sarah Palin. For the love of God, that's bad.
I have that somewhere. Let me find that. I'll go back to that.
All right, I'll play this video real quick.
Wow, thank you all. Please. Thank you all, please. It is great to be here in Michigan. It's a little hot today, but it's a beautiful state. All right, let me talk a little bit about what we're going to do to take this country back. We're going to take back the White House. We're going to restore American manufacturing. We're going to restore a whole country, and it's going to start right here in the state of Michigan.
Hey, at least you got the state right.
And this is another one that just had cardboard boxes in the background.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing, but
where's the lighting?
I don't know. But his rallies are sad. Like,
first
almost
of all,
like secondhand embarrassment sad. Like, I feel bad for him almost. If he wasn't such a douche.
The CHIPS Act, which is part of the Biden-Harris administration, is definitively bringing jobs and manufacturing back to the United States.
Absolutely.
Infrastructure bill is bringing jobs back to the United States. The Donald Trump presidency, if we want to call it that, being gracious, I don't know, fucked up COVID, destroyed our job market, and almost destroyed our economy. I don't know.
Yeah, told us to shine UV light up our assholes and inject weed.
Did. Like you said, again, this is fact. This is data. JD Vance is not just the most unpopular vice presidential candidate in history. It's a freaking landslide or a shit show or whatever, a shit slide. Dan Quayle, if any of, I mean, I was 7 at the time, so like I know of him, but I don't, whatever. People hated him. I know that. Sarah Palin, which, my God, do I remember that debacle? That woman.
Oh my God.
Was hated. Yeah, she was one of the dumbest people ever to be put on the national stage. But just look at the numbers, right? Her net favorability rating. Dan Quayle, plus 15, great. Sarah Palin, plus 26. Plus 26 means that's pretty bad. Okay, JD Vance.
-5.
-5.
God damn.
Nobody, like,
I remember.
Nobody likes him.
Nobody I don't remember. I wasn't even in politics back
Donald
then.
Trump
I remember I remember Sarah Palin saying something so stupid that it even caught my attention at the time.
What is it?
that she's like she has experience in international relations because she can see Russia from her house. I was like, what the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. And I wasn't even into politics back then. But yeah, so yeah, he's literally a 31-point swing to the negatives over Sarah Palin, man. That's quite an accomplishment to be that hated universally.
Yeah, but you know what's really funny? The Trump administration and the Trump existence thing that we have to witness, they are the best at everything that they do. Being criminals, being the shittiest. Like, they are literally the worst scummy people that we have ever seen in politics. Like, for you to make Richard Nixon seem like an all right guy.
No shit, right?
Fascinating to me. For you to make Sarah Palin seem like a pretty good pick. Come on.
Yeah, that's a pretty big accomplishment. So it looks like they're still going through the delegates and everything like that. So all right. What do we want to play next? Let me see what else I got. Oh, well, we can go to Donald Trump's new ad for his shiny airplane. I don't even know what this is. It's Donald Trump posts videos. He posts videos of him getting in and out of his plane and then his convoy of cars. And I just found out that Donald Trump has more Secret Service protection than any ex-president in the United States history. I also found out something very interesting. I was watching the I've Had It podcast earlier today, or was it yesterday, and I forgot to bring it up. Donald Trump is such a narcissist and wants to be king of America so bad that when he comes out to dinner at Mar-a-Lago, they have to play God Bless the USA as he walks in. People have to stand up and clap, so they have to give him a standing ovation. And then the table that he sits at is literally elevated above all the other tables. So he sits above everybody else. Like, what is wrong with this guy? And from what
I know, you remember it. I remember when he was on a hot mic and he was talking about how he wants his people, Americans, to stand up when he enters a room, just like Kim Jong-il.
I almost picked that video for today's show. It's funny you say that.
That's funny.
Share a brain. But this is one of Donald Trump's ads from his social media page, and it's just weird. It's just driving around his piece of shit Trump Force One.
They're just driving in circles.
What? Trump's not even in the ad.
What is this?
I don't
Look at me. Look at my big plane. When they see my big plane, they'll think of me.
That's it. That's it. That's the ad. Just driving around his piece of shit gold-plated airplane. Oh shit. We also got to talk about how Donald Trump, like, how much is this guy going to get away with before he gets arrested for treason? Because now apparently he's talking to Benjamin Netanyahu, allegedly. We're going to verify it, but that seems pretty solid that while Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are trying to work out a ceasefire in that area to prevent further deaths, Donald Trump, okay, just so everybody's aware, if you're not a politician in the United States, it is illegal. It's against something called the Logan Act to call foreign officials or foreign leaders to negotiate on the benefit of the for the benefit of the United States. Donald Trump has no power right now. He's not an elected official. He holds no office whatsoever and has no right to be calling other countries' leaders to try and tell them to not do a ceasefire until I get elected, is literally what he's trying to do, allegedly again. But yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. But how much more is this guy going to get away with before they kick his fucking door in and drag him off the jail? I can't hear you again. You're muted again.
This was a tweet or a truth. Who gives a crap? They're both the same. The other day by Mike Davis, a guy who lives up inside of Donald Trump's butthole. Dear media and other Democrat operatives, fair warning. Calling Trump a convicted felon is defamatory. You may get sued.
Sue me.
So I live in New York. I remember when this Daily News cover was out. And for those who maybe can't see or are not watching right now, it says guilty It's a picture of Donald Trump because, he's guilty. And it says, jury returns verdict on 34 felony counts in hush money trial, making Donald Trump U.S. president hit with a criminal conviction.
Yeah. So
defamation, for those of you who might be an idiot, is when you say something that isn't true about someone in an attempt to harm their reputation. So if you could call Donald Trump a former president, it might be unfortunate, but you can. You can call him a convicted felon because he is.
He is. It's actually a statement of fact.
So this guy is just criming all over the place. And every one of these scumbag Republican people just simps for him and is like, well, he's not a felon. Well, no, he is a felon. We're the party of law and order. Well, you committed 34 felonies. You're not the party of law and order.
Right. Yeah. You're a felon. Don't call me a felon. I'll sue you. Wait,
no,
what?
I'll sue you for what?
That doesn't even make sense.
Farron Cousins was talking about this yesterday, maybe the day before, and he was like, the beauty of this is in the lawsuit, right? The people that they would sue would be the defendant, which means Donald Trump's side would be the people that would have to prove that what they said is untrue. And they can't because he's a convicted felon. So
it's almost as dumb as the Elon Musk one. Where he's trying to sue advertisers.
No judge would allow that lawsuit to even be put down because,
no, it's pathetic.
He's a felon.
But yeah, I want to real quick because now I got the video cut properly. I want to play the video because they're still doing the delegation thing. I want to play the video of Joe Biden just getting an absolute ovation. The guy was actually driven to tears. I just find I think the emotion is just fantastic. Can you imagine Donald Trump? And he's up there hugging his daughter, his son is there. It's normal, normal family stuff. And then Charlie Kirk I'll show you a tweet by Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk is at the DNC trying to be the little troll that he is. And then when somebody rips into his ass, I forget it, Jolly Good Ginger, I think is his name. Is that his name?
Yeah, I forget.
Ripped into his ass. He's like, I thought you guys, he started whining you guys can dish it out, but as soon as we give it back to you, you can't take it. You crumble like
they're all just bullies. Bullies are wimps.
Exactly. So let me play this Joe Biden video because I wanted to actually watch his speech, but I guess he popped on after I had hopped off.
Walz just soaking it in.
Sorry, I got goosebumps, man. I'm just said the dude is a legend. The dude is a legend for what he did. And we wouldn't be in this position right now. This would be a very different DNC had he not done what he did. A selfless act of sacrifice.
I can't. It's funny how it's not even that long ago, and I actually can't imagine where we'd be right now. We'd be still in we got to win mode. We got to win mode. We got to just support. But now it's we might be seeing the M word here. We might have a movement coming. I don't know because there's an energy.
I agree.
I don't know.
I've never seen anything like it.
I wish I was
I've never seen anything like it. Since I got into, I haven't been in politics that long. And I remember Obama, the excitement around Obama, but this even feels different than that. Probably because of what we're up against. I mean, we're literally up against Nazism, fascism, Trumpism in America, as opposed to just electing
literally just
presidents.
saw a Nazi salute.
What else do you want?
Salute.
I mean, the guy's giving the old How Hitler salute to J.D. Vance, and then J.D. Vance goes and shakes his hand. Not just walks away from him like, who's this crazy person? Oh, no. Oh, my people. Let me shake this guy's hand.
Even if you weren't obviously okay with it, he's that stupid that he couldn't be like, oh, who are you? Bad Nazi.
Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty sad, but let's hop over to the DNC real quick and see what's going on.
It's like New Year's Eve.
I'm grateful for the state of Pennsylvania.
It freaking looks like New Year's Eve.
I love this state. Thank
New
you.
Year's rocking
Representing Pennsylvania, baby.
That's you, buddy.
That's right.
I'm Governor Josh Shapiro.
Oh, shit.
The proud governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The birthplace of democracy. The birthplace of freedom. The greatest Commonwealth of all. And together, Pennsylvania cast 178 votes for the next Madam President of the United States.
Hell yes.
Kamala Harris and Vice President Tim Walz.
Wow. Oh, who's the person in Congress?
Puerto Rico. How do you
From
cast
Puerto
your
Rico?
vote?
She's a lawyer, and what was it? She yelled at Trump for something years ago.
A U.S. territory known as the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, and the next state of the... It's 60 votes para la primera mujer afroamericana de ascendencia asiática y caribeña que será presidenta de los Estados Unidos, Kamala Harris. ¡Viva Kamala!
Let's go, baby.
You know what I love? I
Let's
love
fucking
that was in
go.
Spanish because it just digs those racist scumbags even more.
I know.
TNC, let's go! Roll call, keep it coming, keep
What
it
are we?
coming
This
now.
is ridiculous. This is.
Bro,
I know you
fucking-
aren't following it then, but I'm starting to feel, or at least see the feeling of what the Obama campaign was like. And I
Now
thought
you know
that
I
was the
wanted to
greatest thing
stream
I'd
this.
ever seen in my life at that point. And I got to
Yeah.
tell you, it's feeling like it.
Dude, in the last 30 days, we've seen more political just ups and downs than we'll probably ever see again. And then, Biden desperately tried to unite the left, the Democratic side of this country.
Oh, did you see this?
What?
Thank you for reminding us, General Putnam. So, look, I went to school in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right.
45 minutes away from Philly. And I've gotten plenty of cheesesteaks at not just Pat's, but Geno's. Don't hit me. They're across the street. I've seen a lot of fights happen because when you're there on a Friday or Saturday night, those freaking lines cross because they're right across the street from each other. And I would see people get into fights over freaking cheesesteaks.
No
At the time,
kidding.
one of my best friends pissed on my tire. It was a good time. I have a lot of good memories getting cheesesteaks. And there's
Oh, the
one
good old
thing I
days.
know. There's one thing I know. Cheese whiz, fine. American, fine. Anything else, get off the line, okay? It's whiz wit out, American wit out. That's
I
it.
can't believe you went to Philly and got Swiss.
You got Swiss on there? No, it's a true story. Last time I was there, I actually watched someone who I'm pretty sure said they were from Boston, and they were trying to ask the guy at the counter, because you don't talk to them. You just say your order and get the hell out of there, okay?
Right.
They were trying to ask if they had any veggie options. Now, I am not against people vegetarians who prefer vegetables. I don't care. I love vegetables. I have eaten plenty of great vegetarian meals. You don't go to Pat's and ask if they have I'm just saying. So JD Vance actually asked if he could have
Yeah.
Swiss. Like, what are you doing?
That's so funny. Actually, you know what? I want to take this time too, because I saw General Putnam. He was on yesterday watching as well. So I just want to thank everybody for the support. The last couple of days have been really fun. We've never actually done like streaming like this where we stream a live event and do a show at the same time. So this is new to us, and we're doing the best we can. I think we're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's fun.
So don't forget to like and subscribe. If you'd like to help us out, you can always share our videos on other platforms like Facebook and Threads and fuck Twitter and whatever other platform you can think of. I have a bone to pick with Twitter at the moment. Also, we Mike and I do this for free. We've been doing this for 10 months now. Every show, we've not made a single dime on our show. We've been trying desperately to upgrade our computers. So if you want to donate to the show, you can go. There's a GoFundMe link in the description of the video. You don't have to, obviously, but if you'd like to see us improve the quality of our show, put out better videos, put out more ads, feel free to donate if you want. If not, just like and subscribe and comments are perfectly fine.
And trust us when we say just hanging out with the people who watch us regularly, and every time we get
we
new
love
people,
it.
we start
We love it.
recognizing, like, we literally cannot believe we have had the privilege to develop in any way a relationship with all of you. So we've met great people. We have people that we wanted to bring into our fold to help make more content for us. We've met awesome people, and it's amazing, because trust me when I tell you, if Jeremy and I could do this full time,
we would be
you would
crushing
be sick of us
We
real
would be-
quick. We'd be at the DNC right now making fools of ourselves.
We would put out so much content, it would be insane. But no, thanks to you guys. You've kept us going for the last 10 months. So all the comments, the donations, thank you very much for everybody that has donated. A lot of days it's hard to do this because it's a lot of work for free.
You have no idea how much time Jeremy puts into this. Like, trust me when I tell you all.
It's more than a full-time job to just put together 2 shows a week. It is. And but we love doing it, and we're going to continue to do it. We started this show with 84 subscribers on YouTube, and now we're over 1,600 in the last 10 months. So we've managed to do it with no budget whatsoever. Just 2 laptops, us, and our message. So thank you.
Just 2 assholes.
Yeah, just 2 crazy bearded liberals, 2 radical left thugs, just trying to cause problems online. So,
you know what I can't wait for? Wait. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
If you think about this, we have created this show in the middle of this Trump chaos, and we decided early on, because we don't just like get on and like do a show and not communicate. We're literally talking all the time about what we want the show to be, what we can do with it. And early on, we realized maybe we didn't have a direct discussion about it, but we knew we had to do whatever we could to let people know how dangerous more Trump could be. So by default, what we've done for 10 months is focus so freaking much on Trump that I cannot wait until we could criticize a Kamala Harris presidency and not worry about Donald Trump. I can't wait until we could tackle issues like trans rights, basic human rights. We can get back to fixing schools. I can't wait until we can see what we can do with time and real topics. You know, we have done everything we can to fight for democracy. But yeah, not even just like uncovering bullshit. But yeah, I would love to do fun stories. It would be so much fun. But we got work to do. We got work. 77 days until election day. So
we have a mission that
we hold on to your butts.
Yeah. So all right. Looks like they're still having a good party. Thanks. It's one of our loyal followers as well. Let me play a couple old videos from Donald Trump. I have a couple of good ones, I think.
Well, Air Jack is from Australia.
We got. That's right. He was on yesterday too. Is that our Twitch guy, our Twitch follower?
He's on Instagram right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had somebody else from Australia yesterday.
Nice.
So let me play this video. This is Donald Trump explaining that he's a genius because he has a relative that goes to, or that used to go to MIT.
He's dumb. He's dumb. He's so dumb.
I got to find the corn video, him explaining corn.
That's the best. Look, I started. Even I say to myself, you're a freaking genius. Hey, look, I had an uncle, my father's brother, who's the longest serving president, he's the longest serving professor in the history of MIT. He graduated, he was a phenomenal student, a real genius, really brilliant guy. And you know, I believe in the racehorse theory. Fast horses produce fast horses. He went to
now. Yeah,
eugenics.
For people that don't understand what he's talking about there, he said he believes in the racehorse theory, which, you know, most people would say, oh, you know, horses, whatever. No, he's talking about eugenics.
No.
Selective breeding is what he's talking about. So Donald Trump thinks in his Swiss cheese brain, his mush brain, that he is smart.
That's
he's the smartest person in the room, not because he's educated, because he had an uncle that was educated. And Donald Trump thinks that somehow he got that through osmosis. Like, I don't even know how.
I wish I got the intelligence of some of my older relatives. I wish I inherited some of that. But that's not how it works.
It's not how it works. No matter how bad you want it to.
Thanks, Pamela.
Oh, thanks, Pamela. We appreciate that. All right. Next video I want to play. This is one of my favorites. Donald Trump talking about magnets, and then how when you pour water, the only thing he knows about magnets is when you pour water on them, that's the end of the magnet, which is obviously not correct. God, this guy's an idiot.
Over the seas, and it comes right over our land. And then they want us to have clean. I say, wait a minute, we're going to be clean, but it's all flying. Just remember that. Does that make sense? In other words, it's all coming through the currents, through the air. It all comes. They can name it. They can say exactly where it's going to be and when. First they say, sir, how do you do it? How do you wake up in the morning and put on your pants? And I said, well, I don't think about it too much. I don't want to think about it, because if I think about it too much, maybe I won't want to do it. But I love it because we're going to do something for this country that's never been done before, because this country is finished if we don't win. They had an almost $1 billion cost overrun on the magnetic elevators. Think of it, magnets. Now, all I know about magnets is this. Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets. Why didn't they use John Deere? Why didn't they bring in the John Deere people? Do you like John Deere? I like John.
No clue. No clue what he's talking about there, man. No clue. But yeah, that's Donald Trump talking about magnets. Why do you? This is the same guy. I'm looking for videos right now, but this is the same guy that just recently suggested that we hire football coaches and NASCAR drivers to run the military.
He did. That's true.
He said that. He said it. Oh shit! I think I found it.
Oh God,
man, they're still doing the delegates.
Well, that's why I think, because I think too many times. Biden spoke at like 11 or like later last night.
Was it that late? No, well, all right.
Yeah,
so
it was late as
coming
shit.
up soon. We should be coming out with speakers soon. I have another couple of videos that I'm loading right now to play as well. This is what I did last night on the stream. I would just load videos as we went along. So I'm loading a video that I want everybody to see while we're live streaming, because it's regarding Donald Trump's injury. I made a video. No, the one where he says a bullet ripped through his ear.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, there's a guy called the AK guy on Twitter and YouTube who sets up a ballistic dummy with a high-speed camera pointed at it, and you can see in slow motion the damage that would have been done to Donald Trump's ear had it been hit with an actual bullet. Because I'm still calling bullshit. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Firing. Oh, yeah. I think that was it. Oh, yeah. That was the fucking money shot right there.
Watch. Look at that. The force alone would have ripped part of his ear off.
But you're forgetting something very important. He's an excellent healer. People have said, people are saying nobody heals like Donald Trump.
He even said it. I heal fast. I can't believe I actually
he heals like nobody's ever healed before.
Right? Like nobody's ever healed before. In the history of America, I'm the greatest healer.
This is true. One of the former professors at Wharton said Trump was the dumbest goddamn student I ever
He
had.
did say that too. That is so bad. So bad when one of your
Do you know how dumb you have to be to want to be one of the dumbest students that a professor has ever seen? Like they've had thousands and thousands of people that they have taught to even remember the dumb ones, but then to know definitively who the dumbest student you ever had was, and then to watch him become president.
No shit. It's got to be.
It's like seeing an old turd come back in the middle of the night and just wake up on your pillow. Hey,
I know, right? I think I found my favorite clip. I'm not sure. I might have got lucky. I'm going to play it. I'm not sure what this clip is. Just as closer. But I'm pretty sure this is the clip of Donald Trump explaining corn.
Oh, please.
And that it's not a liquid. This is so stupid, but I think this is the video. If not, we'll just watch whatever it is.
Liquid gold. Liquid gold.
Liquid, non-liquid gold.
We have more liquid gold and wealth under our feet than any other nation. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas, more liquid gold. Well, I just met non-liquid gold. You know where it was? Iowa. It's called corn. They have
corn.
It's non-liquid. You have more non-liquid gold. They said, "What is that?" I said, "Corn." They said, "We love that idea. You know, that's a pretty cool thought, isn't it?" That's a nickname in its own way, but we came up with a new couple of words for corn.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever
extended version.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Oh my God.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, And may God have mercy on your
May
soul.
God have mercy on your soul. I love that part.
Funny.
Everybody in this room, that's how I feel every time Donald Trump speaks. Everybody in this room is now dumber for having to ever listen to that.
It's true.
Now, that is absolutely one of my favorite Donald Trump speeches when he talks about corn. That shit is hilarious.
Oh, God.
All right.
You know what I miss? Like, you got to find that crazy lady. Hey,
I looked for her today. Remember they had that stupid convoy down to the border?
That was what it was.
That was what it was. And I can't remember what the date was on that. I should
If you ever find that, put it in its own folder.
Oh my God, I know. I got to do like a Trump supporter.
Like, make a folder for my favorite videos.
I know, right? Just send me a list. All right. So Donald Trump recently spoke in Pennsylvania. Again, I'm gonna say Pennsylvania again before I play this.
That's
video.
important. That's
yes. Remember,
keep in mind, this was Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Here we go.
I don't know. Somehow, would that be okay, North Carolina? I don't think so, right? They want me to speak all day. Kamala refuses even to call these criminals, and we're not going to use the term, she said, illegal aliens. No, they are illegal aliens, but she said don't ever use that term. But
Look
they're
how
not
bored
just illegal
everybody is.
aliens. Honestly, they're monsters. These are savage monsters. I really think it's illegal what they do with judges and justices. They're playing the ref no different than Bobby Knight, and he was great. He endorsed me, and Indiana was mine. He was a great coach. He's the last coach to go undefeated. I guess he was like 38-0. When Bobby Knight from Indiana endorses you, you win. Sort of like when I endorse you, you win too. We have a very
You're
good
in
record of
Pennsylvania, dumbass. Why are you talking about Indiana?
But we can't let these radical left thugs constantly scream at our judges and say we're...
Yeah, he doesn't like us radical left thugs. But yeah, he thought he was in North Carolina, apparently. But that was in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
What was the
Whoops.
Like the town that he messed up? It was like, I'm making this up, but it was like not St. Paul, it was like St. Martin. I'm making that up. That wasn't it.
Right.
Remember, and then he had to like look behind. Someone corrected him and he corrected himself. My point is,
I
guy
remember what you're talking about.
melty brained. He has no idea what he's doing anymore. The reports are bleeding out that they are begging him to stay on message, begging him to even be able to read a teleprompter, if he's even capable of reading at all or anymore.
That's what that whole
He's a mumbling
stupid
moron.
That was the whole reason that he had his last emergency press conference, because he botched his intellectual speech on the economy so bad. They're like, Jesus Christ. Because that was supposed to be his opportunity to stay on message. And obviously that was like a 2-hour mess where he barely talked about the economy. Definitely didn't say what he was going to do to make it better. So then they hold another emergency press conference. Yep, the intellectual meeting went sideways. Shocker. So then they hold another emergency press conference to once again try to get Trump on message. And he did a little bit better because apparently I think the groceries were there just to remind him of what he's supposed to be talking about.
Oh my God, maybe. We're like, we got to put a visual reminder so he'll just go back to it.
The only reason I say that is because they used to say, allegedly again, when they used to give Donald Trump his morning briefings, they would basically have to do a puppet show for him. And I'm being sarcastic, but they used to have to basically do a puppet show for him to get him to pay attention. Basically, every line had to say his name. Like they had to read it to him. They had to put it in the most basic format for the president of the United States. And most days he wouldn't even read the security briefings. Like, do we really want that guy to have access to nuclear weapons? No, of course not. We don't. That's insane.
He definitely thinks the nuclear football is a real football.
I know he does. He does.
Listen, go off if I pass. Go long.
No, I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers. There was a story about Donald Trump saw Kim Jong-un's nuclear button, and he wanted a bigger button. I swear to God, it was something about he saw somebody's nuclear button that he saw, and he actually asked for a bigger pie. And if you think I'm being crazy, this is also the same man, Donald Trump, who suggested building a moat along the border and filling it with alligators and reptiles and shit, and electrifying the fence, and putting spikes on top of the fence, and shooting people coming across the border. So to think that this
and
is
freaking sharks with freaking laser beams on their
sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their
This
head.
is a guy that actually believes Israel has a dome of iron surrounding the country.
He's the one guy who also thought that the F-35 stealth jet was fucking invisible.
Sure he did. Yeah, he really did.
Have you ever seen the press conference where he talks about the jet? He's like, I asked him, why is it so good? And they're like, oh, well, sir, the enemy just can't see it. And he's like, oh, he thought that meant invisibility. One of the funniest things I've ever heard. So he actually goes into the press conference like, well, yeah, they say it's so good because you just can't see it. The enemy just can't see it.
So
like, no, they meant stealth, you asshole. Not invisibility. It's so stupid. How did this guy fail his way all the way up to the presidency is what I want to know. He literally conned his way into the White House. Unbelievably stupid. This is the guy who wanted to nuke a hurricane. This is the guy who took a weather map, a storm tracker weather map, and drew it further with a Sharpie to make the storm.
Hey, guess
bigger.
what? Project 2025 wants to get rid of NOAA, which is the agency organization that tracks storms. So we won't even know when they're coming anymore.
Who the fuck do they not want to get rid of? They want to get rid of the Department of Education, Department of Energy, Department of Labor. I mean, like the list goes on and on. Every department that's run independently, they want to just get rid of it all.
What they're not saying is kind of the elephant in the room. They don't need all those agencies if you just put the church in charge of everything.
Oh my God, that would be a nightmare. Could you imagine having the church involved in making medical decisions? That's insane.
Oh wait. Welcome to every red state nowadays. Because guess what? Those Republicans that are passing those garbage laws, which are resulting in women dying and suffering and girls dying and suffering. I think it said since Texas basically banned abortion or something like that, there's been over 60,000 children born from rape and stuff like that.
Wasn't that was like Texas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they want. But that they want to cut food programs for kids in school. So,
Oh my God. Can you actually believe Donald Trump is going around the country whining about the fact that Kamala wants to give us free health care? He's whining about the fact that Tim Walz gives kids free school lunch. Like, what is wrong with these people? I don't get it. I don't understand how anybody would support this. I mean,
think about this. We exist in a country, okay? And I know you remember this because this has been like this as long as any of us could remember. In this country, in schools, in cafeterias, there are cash registers.
Yeah. As long as I can remember, there was.
Insane. That's insane.
The only time I remember not having to pay for school lunch is when I grew up in the military. They took care of everything on base. It's the only nice thing is when you're in the military, everything's kind of provided for you.
But then when you get out, fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much. That's actually how I got one of my usernames, the Sergeant Nobody, is because of my father. He had 22 years in the Army, and then after he got a distinguished career, the guy was in 2 wars. He was in Vietnam and Desert Storm. And then I was like, he was my hero, my idol. And then I watched that man get out from being respected and well known amongst the military communities that he was involved in to being an absolute nobody.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And fighting to find a $9 an hour and 50-cent job. And the jobs he had to take after the military were just awful. Awful.
But wait, I thought it trains you for careers to make your
it's a little different nowadays, but they take care of veterans a lot better than they used to. But when my dad got out, it was like
still
late
barely
90s.
Still barely.
Late or early 90s, mid 90s. So
mid-90s,
still barely.
Yeah. That makes
but
sense.
the other thing is veterans are at risk of losing benefits as a result of Project 2025 as well. I mean, they want to cut veterans benefits, they want to cut Medicaid, Social Security, everything they possibly can cut. That's all they want to do.
All the stuff we pay taxes into, they don't want to give us our money back that we pay into. Because that's what taxes are supposed to be.
Let's see what's going on right now. All right, let me hop over to this because we haven't been done with.
All right, let's see what's going on. California, my God. I just want to see some speakers.
Yeah, I was actually born out in California.
Both now and earlier
Really?
this month when we conducted
On a
our
base?
virtual roll call.
Yep.
I am thrilled to reaffirm Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee for President of the United States.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
History.
Pursuant to the convention rules of procedure, Vice President Kamala Harris has been invited to make an acceptance speech, which she will give on Thursday, August 22nd.
Nice. Hell yeah, bro.
But now, a special surprise. It's my pleasure to introduce our party's official nominee for President of the United States, live from my home state of Wisconsin, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Look at the energy. People are smiling.
It's funny, the excitement due to hatred and fear and just all that ugliness that the Republican Party represents is so different than this genuine love and patriotism.
And hello to everyone joining us from exciting Chicago. The delegates at the Democratic National Convention, well, they just completed their roll call. And they have nominated Coach Walz and me to be the next Vice President and President of the United States of America.
Wow.
She was even able in that moment to not put herself first.
I know, right? She told.
And I thank everyone there and here for believing in what we can do together. We are so honored to be your nominees. This is a people-powered campaign, and together we will chart a new way forward. A future for freedom, opportunity, of optimism, and faith. So to everyone in Chicago and across America, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you're going to hear from our wonderful second gentleman shortly. I'll see you in 2 days, Chicago.
One day.
He was just in Chicago yesterday.
Please welcome TV personality, loud and proud Latina, Ana Navarro.
Oh, I forgot about this. That's a big-time ex-Republican, or a big-time Republican. I mean,
is she? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, yeah.
Buenas noches, Chicago. So tell me, are you excited? Wow, what energy, what a moment. I have to tell you, I will never stop being the little refugee girl who came to this country at the age of 8. Thank you for inviting me to be here. Welcome to the second night of the Democratic National Convention. Let me tell you about the Kamala Harris I know. She is legitimately a joyful, optimistic leader. She cares about policy, yes, but she also cares about people and how that policy affects real people, not just the members of Mar-a-Lago. And you know what else? Kamala Harris, she likes dogs.
What?
And my dog Cha-Cha likes her. Dogs are good judges of character. So are cats. We cannot elect a president who does not like dogs or hangs around with people who shoot them.
Yes, I agree with that.
Now, let's be serious.
What?
Donald Trump and his minions call Kamala a communist. I know communism. I fled communism from Nicaragua when I was 8 years old. I don't take it lightly. And let me tell you what communist dictators do. And it's never just for one day. They attack the free press. They call them the enemy of the people, like Ortega does in Nicaragua. They put their unqualified relatives in cushy government jobs so they can get rich of their positions, like the Castros do in Cuba. And they refuse to accept legitimate elections when they lose and call for violence to stay in power, like Maduro is doing right now in Venezuela. Now, you tell me something. Do any
Where Trump
of those
wants to go if he
things
loses.
sound familiar? Is there anybody running for president who reminds you of that? And I know one thing, it's not Kamala Harris. That is not the America we love. It's not the land of freedom we treasure. Last night, we heard President Biden say that he loves his job, but he loves his country more.
Wow.
Every American needs to love our country more.
Yes,
Every
I agree with that.
American has the duty to put our country first.
Yes.
Country first before party. Country first before political ambition. Country first before habit. And in this election, putting country first means one thing and one thing only: voting for Kamala Harris. And that is what this night is about. That is what we're going to talk about tonight. So you know what? Let's get it started. Let's get this fiesta going.
Oh, here comes the ad.
The ayes are 50, the nays
I
are
think I
50.
can make it full
The
screen.
Senate being equally divided, the Vice
not
President
that one.
votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed. And the concurrent resolution as amended is adopted. The Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the motion to proceed is agreed to. On this vote,
Wow,
the
this
yeas
is a
are
good
50, the nays are 50. The Senate being
It
equally
directly
divided,
addresses all the
Vice
bullshit of,
President
well, what did
votes
she
in the
do? What did
affirmative,
she get
and
involved
the
in?
bill, as amended, is passed.
It is my honor to present the Golden Gavel to Vice President
I like
Harris,
Chuck Schumer.
32 tie-breaking votes.
32 tie-breaking votes.
Please welcome Senate Majority Leader and New York Senator Chuck Schumer.
Chucky. He's a goofball. God.
Go Chuck.
What a dweeb.
Everybody, wasn't that a
Got some weird
great roll
politicians in the
call?
room.
Now just let me hear you if you're ready for President Kamala Harris. Friends, we're here to talk about one thing: tomorrow, and building a better tomorrow for all Americans. This November, we can choose a brighter, a fairer, a freer future, or we can relive the dark night of Trump's American carnage.
Donald
Only
Trump
one
has gotta be
candidate
melting
will
down
move
right now. Let me
America
check Truth
forward.
Social.
Kamala
Oh,
Harris.
good fucking night. I mean, good point.
Vice President Harris has been the best partner Senate Democrats could ever have asked for. Under her and President Biden's leadership, Senate
Yeah, he's having a
Democrats
meltdown.
lowered prescription
Yeah.
drug prices
What is he?
and created millions of good-paying
Environmental
American jobs.
extremists, net zero energy policy. Oh, so
Let me
extreme.
I worked with
All
Kamala
right,
Harris
I'm gonna
when
make
she
a
was
meme
Senator
or I'll make an
Harris.
overlay out of this one real
I
quick.
saw a leader who was fearless, who stood up for middle-class families like the
Donald
one
Trump is not
she
having a
was
good
raised
day.
in. who focused on things that really mattered. Helping
What is it
parents
talking about
raise
the
their
illegals
kids,
again?
safe neighborhoods, safe schools,
Democratic
and
operatives and
building an
sleazebags.
opportunity economy that
Is
gives
Donald
everyone
Trump
a
doing
shot
a thing with
at the
Theo
American
Vaughn?
dream.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She will lead America forward into a brighter future, but she can't do it alone.
Jesus
She needs
Christ,
a Democratic majority in the Senate of the United States.
Donald Trump's posting like a pissed off teenager right now. Fucking hell,
Now,
man.
my friends, 2 years ago.
Are you on Truth Social or
2 years
Twitter?
ago,
Yeah, I'm looking at his
the
posts right now. I'm
naysayers
about to
said
make him
Senate
overly out of
Democrats
one of them.
stood no chance in the
See what he's doing
midterm.
on Twitter.
I told them, just you wait. We're going to keep the Senate
You know,
and
he's
maybe
been awful
pick
quiet
up a seat
lately.
or two. And that's exactly what happened.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my good friends at this convention,
We used to
I
talk
am
about her all the
telling
time.
all of you now, we're going to hold the Senate again, and we're poised to pick up seats.
We are.
A Democratic majority to create good-paying jobs and lower costs, to defend a woman's right to choose, to deliver for communities back home. Our senators are doing it, like Jackie Rosen, delivering high-speed rail for Nevada. John Tester, bringing high-tech jobs to Montana. And Bobby Casey and Sherrod Brown and Tammy Baldwin and Martin Heinrich fixing bridges in Pennsylvania and Ohio and Wisconsin and New Mexico. We also have amazing candidates. Ruben Gallego, Angela Alsobrooks, Andy Kim, Alyssa Slotkin, Lisa Blunt, Rochester.
Mute this for now, just because I don't know who I was talking about. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to mute that real quick. Yeah, I have another post. Donald Trump just posted something on Truth Social. He is completely melting down, and I'm here for every second of it. Is he doing anything on Twitter, or has he been quiet on Twitter?
No, nothing on Twitter right now.
Really? This is the new one.
That is the one I just came across. That's funny.
U.S. citizens are allowed to vote, but illegals are not. If I win the election, anybody caught cheating for any reason will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, including Democrat operatives and sleazebags who cheat at levels never seen before. No more games, in quotes, for you. What?
Wait a minute. He just switched tenses in a way because he started out by going, I will stop this from happening. And then he goes like, but it is happening now. Like he's just such a
right. I don't understand the whole thing. Like Democratic operative, and we went over this. Heritage Foundation has been tracking cases of voter fraud since the 80s, since Reagan, and they've found a total since then. So 40 plus years, like 42 years, they have found a total of 1,500. I think it's like 1,516 or something like that, if I remember correctly, cases of voter fraud in 40 years. And they want to tell us still that the last election was stolen, even though Joe Biden won by 7 million votes. Again, I'm not a mathematician.
The math ain't math.
Million is a whole lot more than 1,500. And those 1,500 were spread out over 40 years. Our elections are extremely secure. What Donald Trump and his minions are trying to do is undermine the confidence in the election, in the process, in the way it's done, and they're trying to make people think it's not secure when we have one of the most secure elections in the modern world. So I'm actually tired of hearing about that.
You mentioned earlier about Marjorie Taylor Greene being quiet. Here's something she tweeted 8 hours ago. So she's responding to something Libs of TikTok posted where listen to the quote they used from Joe Biden to initiate this tweet. During the pandemic, Kamala and I helped states and cities get their schools back open. Okay, here's her response. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrats are completely responsible for unconstitutional COVID lockdowns and school closures. Remember that on November 5th. These people and their unconstitutional bullshit, these are the type of people that honestly believe we shouldn't have car insurance because that's forced on us, because it's not in the Constitution. Like, these are people that swear by being originalists of the Constitution, and then they talk about their favorite amendment. Things change. It was made to change, so idiots like you wouldn't hold us back from learning new things and evolving as a country. And they just want to drag us back.
Don't know that, but the Second Amendment was one of those amendments that was supposed to be updated over the years and never was. Because
they didn't anticipate. They didn't anticipate AK-47s.
Exactly. We should. Common sense gun laws have to be put in place, definitely. But yeah. Oh wait, hold up. They're doing an ad about Trump. I gotta turn this on. I gotta unmute it first.
And basic necessities that we import from other countries. It will mean higher prices on just about every one of your daily
She's talking about the tariffs.
Donald Trump's plan
He has no
cost
concept
a
of
typical
how
family $3,900 a year. He wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which 45 million Americans rely on for health care. He
Where are they going to get
plans
their health
give
insurance?
billionaires massive tax cuts year after year. And he plans to cut corporate taxes by over $1 trillion. That if you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for. We capped the price of insulin at $35 a month, and the total cost of prescription drugs at $2,000 a year for seniors.
That's actually
and
amazing.
Just yesterday, we announced that we are lowering the price for 10 more life-saving drugs. As
You know what
president,
the irony
I
of
will
that
work
is?
to
The
build
Republicans
the housing we need,
want
and by the end
negotiation
of my first
capitalism,
term, we
but then
will
they're
end
against
America's
negotiating
housing
drug
shortage
prices.
by building
I know.
3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle
That's
class.
also
More
amazing.
than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut by restoring
'Cause that's
the
actually-
earned income tax credit
That's
and
huge.
the child tax credit,
Thank
through
you.
which millions of Americans with children got to keep more of their hard-earned income.
Yeah, we did
will
when it was
provide
around.
$6,000
The
in
kids
tax
that
relief
they'll be
to
forced to
families
take
during
care-
the first
give
year of a
birth
child's
to of
life.
Trump,
Now is the time
yeah.
to chart
Screw you
a
raising
new way forward. I will fight to give money back to working and middle-class Americans. Increase the security and stability financially of your family and expand opportunity for
Totally
working and
different
middle-class
message than the
Americans.
RNC, man. Totally different message than the RNC. I mean, the RNC was all about transphobia and
Well, hold on a minute. Let's take a look. What is the GOP platform? Seal the border and stop the migrant invasion, which, no, isn't a thing. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. Okay, there goes our economy. End inflation. That's a meaningless statement because it's based on greed. Make America the dominant energy producer in the world. We are. We are. Just the companies benefit from it. We, the consumers, do not. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. Well, the Republicans are the ones that got rid of regulation and allowed all the companies to send their shit offshore. Someone from Long
Joe
Island,
Biden's
the
the one bringing
entire
the jobs back.
manufacturing industry died. Let's see, what else do we got? I'll keep it.
defend our Constitution.
Prevent World War III. Restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East. There was never been peace in the Middle East, you
And
jackass.
a Great Iron Dome missile defense shield.
Oh my God! Oh God! Why the?
Hold up.
Oh
right,
my
everybody,
God!
Look at number 8. He wants to
Oh.
build an Iron Dome. All right, so let's just focus on 2 of those. Take that down real quick. All right, so 2 of the things he said. I want to know how we're going to pay for this shit. One is deporting millions of migrants, immigrants. Okay, so we're going to put them in camps. I see them turning into slaves essentially because they're going to use them for free slave labor is what I see. Because you have to feed the people. Yeah, it's going to cost money to deport them back to the country they came from because not every one of them is from Mexico. Hello.
Wait, and also, to your point, Mexico's not going to let us just dump 10 million people on the other side of the border.
I know. Like, how are you going to pay for all? You don't even want to give kids free school lunch, and how are you going to feed and pay for all these people? You're tens of millions of people you're going to put in camps. And then what was the second one that we were talking about? I can't remember the second one I wanted to point out that you said.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Oh, the missile defense system. Yeah, the Iron Dome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. First of all, for those who don't know, the Iron Dome in Israel is a short-range missile defense system. Short range. We're surrounded by ocean.
Look,
the building. I know. All right, so the only two countries that border us are Canada, which has been ranked the nicest country in the world, the friendliest country in the world. And Mexico, who doesn't fuck, they don't fuck with us at all. Like,
and but this, if they didn't like us, they still wouldn't start peppering us with missiles.
Right, exactly. Like, they're not going to start launching. Do you really want Donald Trump having access to missiles that could fire into Mexico? No, because he would do it just for fun because he's a psychopath.
He's also dumb enough to shoot it into New Mexico because he probably thinks New Mexico is like an invasion. They have have you heard this? There's a New Mexico. How is there a New Mexico in America?
How did they get in without us knowing about it? I want to take it back. That's ours. Yeah, so a short range.
Oddly, he does think it's an actual dome. He does.
He does think it's a fucking dome. This guy is out of his mind. He does think it's a dome. I'm
All right,
sorry, I'm cursing too much.
Yeah, we both are. We feed off each other. So here's more of it. Strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest. It already is. Stop it. Keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Explain to me how you're going to just force the world to use our money.
I know.
Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts. You literally say you're going to cut it. Cancel the electric vehicle mandate. Elon Musk. Cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race. Okay, you're just an asshole. Keep men out of women's sports.
That is literally on their freaking agenda. That's insane.
Wait, deport. Here we go. He loves to deport. Deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe. So what you're going to do is just rake through all the colleges and just deport what? American citizens? Okay.
Yeah, anybody that supports Palestine is what he's saying.
Yeah, he's literally saying if you vocally
anybody
support,
that supports Palestine, he's going to.
If you're an American citizen, they're going to kidnap you and fly you overseas.
Yeah, to where? To where?
No,
no, it doesn't work that way. It's not how it works. All right, let me hop back over to the DNC now. I think Bernie Sanders is speaking. The guy's old as dirt, but he's still good at what he does.
It's funny.
Are struggling
Let me turn it up.
to just get by, to put food on the table, to pay the rent, and to get the health care they need.
I know I am.
Brothers and sisters, bottom line, we need an economy that works for all of us, not just the billionaire class. My fellow Americans, when 60% of our people live paycheck to paycheck, the top 1% have never, ever had it so good.
That is
and
true.
These oligarchs, tell us we shouldn't tax the rich. The oligarchs tell us we shouldn't take on price gouging. We shouldn't expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and vision.
There you go.
And we shouldn't increase Social Security benefits for struggling seniors. Well, I've got some bad news for them.
I like Bernie.
That is precisely what we are going to do.
Hell yeah.
And we're going to win this struggle because this is precisely what the American people want from their government.
He is right.
Thanks, Audley.
And my friends, at the very top of that to-do list is the need to get big money out of our political process.
Oh, a lot of people are going to not like that one.
Billionaires in both parties should not be able to buy elections, including primary elections.
Damn right.
For the sake of our democracy, we must overturn the disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision.
I agree.
We should overturn the entire Supreme Court.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, that decision basically allowed corporations to donate as much money as they want under the First Amendment. It's their freedom of expression.
Basically, what
now.
they did, they made lobbying literal bribing.
Yeah, they made bribery legal. They made it able for corporations to actively try and buy a presidency.
We need to raise the minimum wage to a living wage.
Yes, we do. Come on now. It's still $7.25 an hour nationally. If you guys don't know that.
So that workers can organize the union.
That's sick. I don't know anybody who can survive on
Gain
that.
the decent pay and benefits they deserve. We need to strengthen public education.
Yes, Social Security definitely needs revamped.
Raise teachers' salaries.
Yes.
And make sure that
I like
every
that comment.
American, regardless
you're
of
strangling here.
income, receives the higher education he or she needs.
I know our good friend Liz would be all for
We need
getting
to
teachers
take
what they
on
deserve.
Big Pharma
Oh my God, yeah.
and cut our prescription
Gotta get her
drug
back on the
costs
show.
in half
Yeah, we got to come up with a good reason for her to take
so
some time
that
out of her
we
day
no
because
longer pay
she is
any
so
more
freaking busy.
than other countries.
I know.
Joe and
Well, she's
Kamala
motivated.
made sure that
Motivated
no senior
teacher
in
is a scary
America
thing.
pays over $35 a month for insulin.
All right, I'm gonna mute this real quick.
Yeah, someone said they saw Pac-Man posting a picture of Obama right now, but that's the live feed, so maybe he's just getting ready. He's supposed to speak tonight, so
I know. I hope it's soon. I don't want to stay on here all night.
yeah. I mean, I think we gotta like call it quits around 10, but
Yeah, I can't stay on much longer than 10.
Yeah.
Past my bedtime. I'm old.
But look, I'd love to see both the Obamas speak. I like I said before, the sense of hope.
No,
it's weird. It's there's so many other words that I would use besides hope, like a sense of awe, like seeing a modern politician being able to bring, like you said, goosebumps to a crowd. See, what the Trump people don't understand is they've never felt goosebumps from Trump speaking because he just reaffirms their hate. They just feel angrier and madder and and more scared.
Right.
But an Obama, what he did was make you feel like there is a possibility that we might be able to, as imperfect as any administration is, fix some things, evolve a little bit, and hand off something better to the next generation. And because of that guy's presidency, all the racists were like, nope, 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 we got to go back in time. And guess what that got us? What the hell we have now? So seeing this this sense of awe that I just feel again for, and it's funny, I keep interrupting myself. With Obama, it was Obama directly. He had that gravitas. Kamala is awesome. I think she's a great choice. I think she's going to be a great president. But it's the hope and the movement that she's building, the way that she's deferring her sense of, it's not about her, it's about everyone else. It's about Tim Walz. It's about what Hillary was owed. It's about what you and I deserve for working hard. What everyone that's watching right now, it's about them. She keeps decentralizing this moment. And I think that's what's bringing this sense of hope back, because to see someone so selfless as a public servant, that's
looks
big.
like JB. Is his name JB Pritzker? Does that name sound familiar? That's
No,
who's on
but
right
I'm an
now.
idiot.
That's who's speaking right now.
right,
It looks
let's
like
check in.
we were on a 30-second delay, so I sped it up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of downloading a video that I want to show because it's just because it's us. So Donald Trump's go-to move is face dicking, is what we call it. If any of you guys haven't seen Donald Trump do his go-to dance move, or when he goes on stage and does this, we call it face dicking. So it looks like somebody made a video about that and added some animated.
I know what video.
Yeah, I gotta play it. This is probably so inappropriate.
I don't care.
Cartoon. Okay.
Have a laugh.
Cartoon penises. Okay, not real penises.
Do this if you're under 21.
I just have to. I can't. I'm sorry. We're not a kids show, so you know what we can show.
Former President
Thank you to
Donald
whoever
Trump.
made that. I'm sorry, that was last minute addition. I actually just saw it while I was scrolling through. I was like, oh no, we got to show that.
Oh
Sorry.
my God.
Trying to
what world
adjust
do
on
we
the
live
fly
in
here.
anymore?
I don't know. Oh my God, that's funny.
That's all I see. That's all I see when I see him do that shit. Is just
I know. Every time now, that's all I see is when he's doing this. It's just okay. Anyway, let me show. All right, so we showed like how Bernie Sanders is talking and how the Democrats are talking, the environment, the energy. So let me show you a clip of Donald Trump. Which one do I want to show? I guess they're both just as bad. One, all right, here's him talking about the American dream is dead. It's dead. So they're talking about hope and a better future and the American dream, getting you the American dream. And Donald Trump is talking about the American dream is dead.
With your vote, we will destroy inflation, bring down prices. And prices are going to come down very substantially, achieve incredible economic growth, make America wealthy again, and we will bring back, most importantly, we're going to bring back a thing called the American dream. The American dream is dead. Right now, the American dream is dead. We're going to bring back the American dream. So vote for Trump on November 5th. We will be the most, thank you.
Low energy.
I just leave you with this vote.
I hear like 25 people.
On November 5th or sooner. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. We're going to turn our country around. We're going to make America great again. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. God bless Pennsylvania.
Eat shit.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to say it. Here's Charlie Kirk. Just truthing, if that's what you want to call it.
Oh, God.
A report from the DNC's mobile abortion truck. 25 babies lost their lives so far this week thanks to the DNC's sponsoring of a Planned Parenthood abortion van. This is the Democrats' depopulation agenda on full display. Sick, cruel, and evil.
Oh, my God, dude. That's not what Planned Parenthood does. Oh, my God. All right. Yeah. Anyway, God, what a piece of shit, man. And again, I will say it. I don't know how Charlie Kirk is married. I don't know how Charlie Kirk has kids. I don't know how Charlie Kirk is not a freaking virgin. This guy's so bad. I can't stand.
He would be an incel.
Yeah. I
More
feel
than
bad for
anything,
his children.
Democrats want economic policies that are kind, not cruel. But Trump chooses cruelty every time. After all, everything he's achieved in his own life has been by hurting someone else. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz,
I forget.
well, they've spent their lives
I'm looking it
lifting
up.
people up, not pushing them down. They know that a White House that leads with kindness looks at someone who is struggling and sees not what they might cost society.
He's the governor of
but
Illinois.
what they might create for it.
Right.
He's worth
Americans
$3.5
want
billion.
policies that give every American a
Oh,
chance
hell, man.
to make it to the middle class. They want to grow small businesses, and Democrats want to cut
Actually, you know
taxes
what?
for everyday people.
Listen, this is a billionaire saying this stuff. This is an actual
More than
billionaire saying
anything,
this stuff.
Kamala Harris and Tim
There's
Walz
a lot of
want
billionaires that
country
will tell you
where
tax
we can
us.
all live with a
Yeah,
little
just-
serenity.
We have more money than we
The
need.
serenity
Taxes.
that comes
Right,
with a
like-
balanced checkbook, an affordable grocery bill,
I've never
and
understood
a
that.
housing market that has room for everyone.
Never will.
I've never understood that. Like how, like once you get to a certain amount of money, dude, you won. You won the game of life. You're like filthy rich. Do you honestly need more?
America, between the man who left our country a
need it
total
all.
mess and the
DNC
woman who has
greed
spent
is a hell of a
4
drug.
years cleaning it up.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it's time we stop expecting women to clean up messes without the authority and the title to match the job.
Yeah, totally different energy than Donald Trump and JD
Vice
Vance.
President was a good title for Kamala Harris.
Someone
But
just
you know
tweeted
an
actual
even better
billionaire on
one?
the side of the working class. It's
President
one of those
of
very
the
American
United
things.
States of America.
Wow.
Let's go get him.
Hell yeah, man. All right. So we got a few minutes left. So real quick, again, I just wanted to say thanks everybody for watching. You know, that's why we do what we do to, you know, you guys' comments keep us going. Again, if you guys want to donate to the show, there is a GoFundMe link in the description. Mike and I are not monetized on any platform. We literally do all of this because we feel it's necessary, and we do it because we enjoy doing it as well. And we feel we've gotten quite good at it, actually, considering what we're working with, which is not much.
And you know what? We're allowed to be proud of ourselves. I mean, I've said it before. You've said it before. If we could do this full time, we would. So
I would,
the
absolutely.
fact that we've been able to put something together that we're proud of, that not saying this out of greed, but like we're pretty close to getting monetized on YouTube, which again, that means we get to buy equipment, not, you know, get a yacht. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're impressed at ourselves for the commitment we've chosen to make to put out something that we are proud of, that we feel is important. So yeah, I'm proud of us.
I am too. I am. I mean, I'm happy with like all the people we've met, because like we've done shows with 3 contributors from the Midas Touch Network. We're one of the main podcasts for the founder of Stop Moms for Liberty, which I've got the banner right behind me, Liz McIntyre.
Yep.
We got to get her back on the show. And we've met some absolutely amazing people. And we have some stuff lined up. It's just a matter of finding the time. When you're not funded on, or when you have no funding doing this, I've found how difficult it really is.
Yes.
You really have to have a passion and a desire to do the right thing and just try and, you know, build something special. So that's what we're trying to do. Let me check in one more time. Pritzker gets it. Yeah, Pritzker does get it.
Yep.
I don't know who that guy is. I have one more video of Donald Trump that I want to play, and then we'll start closing everything up. Looks like we're going to miss Obama and Michelle Obama again. They must be doing it on Chicago time. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's also very likely.
Very likely. So we might be just looking at the wrong times. But anyway, let me go ahead and play. This is another video. This is Donald Trump also in York, Pennsylvania, speaking. Very low energy, very small crowd, and not promising he's not promising any solutions.
And she says it's a mistake to ask her how she's going to pay for it. Please, it's a mistake. She just said it. She just said something that nobody has any idea what she said. But she said it's a mistake to ask how we're paying for it. Kamala Harris can't answer how she'd pay for any of her new radicalized liberal spending schemes that will bankrupt our country and do it quickly, destroy Social Security, destroy Medicare. She has no clue how'd she pay for $25,000 to every first-time home buyer, including illegals, just like they were going to pay the bills of college students. Unfortunately, that didn't happen and won't happen. They gave up that. The Supreme Court gave it up because it was unfair to all of those people. One of the reasons, all of the people for years and years that paid back their loans, and now we're going to give
doesn't stop. There's no break in his
something free,
comments,
but it
just
didn't
rambles.
happen. It was just talk.
Well, listen
He
to the
knew it
difference.
wouldn't happen
He
to.
wants, so he's not explaining how he's going to pay for migrant camps. He's not explaining how he's going to pay for a stupid fucking Iron Dome missile defense system around the United States. And he's bitching about Kamala Harris's plans that are actually designed to benefit the American people. How is she going to pay? Well, how are you going to pay for all your stupid ideas that you've come up with, Mr. Trump? Yeah, because that would cost probably trillions of dollars to build a short-range missile defense system
for no
an
reason,
actual Iron Dome. For no reason. But yeah, because how many times have we been attacked by missiles in America?
Yeah, but think about how dumb that is. Think of how idiocracy that is. He's like, yeah, we'll build a dome. We need the sun, you jackass.
It's like, this guy's a fucking moron. We're gonna make sure all Bitcoin in the future is made in America.
Yeah, we'll be mining all Bitcoin in the hills of South Dakota. There's treasure behind those heads, those presidential heads. Have you seen that? Have you seen that movie? There's treasure.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that last video before we got out of here. It looks like we're not gonna really see any of the...
It's a perfect bookend. I mean, or exclamation point, if you will. The guy, there's videos of people falling asleep in his rallies. There's videos of people walking out in the middle of his 2-hour ramble sessions. He can't even fill arenas. He can't even book arenas because he can't pay them. Okay, he has outstanding bills. The guy is a boring, sleepy, rambling, pudding-brained nightmare. He is everything that he said Joe Biden was, and he still to this day thinks that he's running against Joe Biden.
He does. He can't grasp the concept that Joe's not around. I think it's like almost like he feels like he was broken up with and just can't get over it. Like he was in an abusive relationship with Joe Biden, but he accidentally secretly loved him. And now that Joe Biden's gone, he's having love withdrawals. It's like, no.
Oh yeah.
No, my Joe is now gone. He probably has nightmares about it. So.
Oh, Joe.
Where's Joe? But yeah, thanks guys for watching. That's all we're gonna do for today. It's almost 2 hours, which is a lot longer than we normally do. I will try and be back on tomorrow for a couple hours. I'm gonna try and hop on a little later. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow 100% yet or not, but Mike and I will be on Thursday again for a couple hours.
I don't know what the plan is, and I don't know that we can stay on until 1 in the morning, but man, I would love to cover Kamala's
we have to see Kamala Harris, so I'm down. If you're down, I'm up for streaming until whenever. Because I would love to see that. I want to see Tim Walz too, but I just don't know when they're coming on, but we'll figure it out, man. I hope you guys like the show. So we got a chance to do the show and stream a little bit of the DNC, even though there wasn't a whole lot going on yet.
Like you said, we're going to have to do a Trump speech. We're going to have to start the streaming thing in more and more ways. So,
yeah, I would love to stream a Trump speech live just to laugh my ass off the entire time and scream into the microphone.
2 hours of that?
And pull your hair out because that's what it would. Oh, I don't know if I could. No, all right. Let me take that back. I cannot do 2 hours of Donald Trump.
No.
I would literally jump out of my own window. So we may not have to do that, but I would like to start streaming some more. But this is a good opportunity to start. So yeah, thanks guys for watching the show. We hope you had a good time. We know I definitely did. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, 2024, man. We need to win by like Donald Trump would say, we need to win by a landslide.
and one thing I do want to stress, with all this joy you might feel, with all this anticipation, this hope, oh my God, whatever it is, whatever you're feeling, however positive you're feeling, the light that you're seeing at the end of this dark tunnel that is Trump's asshole we've been living in for 8 years now. You got to go out and vote. You got to let people know what the issues are. You got to mention it. You got to talk about it. Don't assume the person next to you if you can have these conversations with them, knows what you know. Okay? Get people to vote. Help them sign up. Do whatever you can do. This is what we think we can do. If you can do more, please. If you can do anything, but just don't just think we're safe. Because the week before the 2016 election, all the media and all the polls had Hillary up by like 20 points.
You're right.
Vote.
You're right.
She won the popular election. She lost the electoral college. We have to vote in numbers, unlike anything's ever seen before.
Yeah. And but I think that the whole movement, like you said, has been given a new amount of energy, a new spirit, I guess, if you will. And I think Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the perfect pair to lead us into the next generation, the next future, or to lead us into the future. So
Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z will save democracy, we hope, if they vote. I'm pretty sure they will. They seem to be the most active and the most knowledgeable of what's going on in the world. So
some of the most educated young people.
Exactly. So everybody have a good night. We love you all. Thank you for all the support. Not sure again if I'll be on tomorrow. I'm hoping Mike won't be, but it be myself. I don't know if I can do 4 days in a row of
I think we're already leaning towards no Sunday, but
no, we're definitely leaning towards no show on Sunday because we're going to be streaming 4 days this week, which is twice as many days as we normally do. So have a good night, everybody. We love you all. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for your donations. If you donated, if you did donate, please just like and share and subscribe. Leave a comment. That's all we need. It's free. Duh.
And for you to vote on our behalf.
And definitely vote. If you do anything, if you've never voted before, this is an historic election and the perfect time for you to participate.
You want to be part of this. You do.
You definitely do. This is history in the making right now. So have a good night, everybody. We love you all. We'll talk to you soon.
These people are eccentric, offbeat, maybe a little kooky. Yeah, they're oddballs. Not quite normal, but hey, it's America. We're okay with that. But this guy is weird in a bad way.
If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech, we actually had more people.
Weird in a creepy way.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Weird in a dangerous way.
In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Just weird.
Don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
99% of the things I'm saying are common sense.
Too weird to be president.
These guys are creepy and yes, just weird as hell.